All right, Coach. Before we jump into Rome's rivalry game, down to the wire and all that, how do you think the kids did in such a big scene there? Because that was one hell of a game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought our kids persevered. Well, we did not play our best game, especially defensively. Sequoyah did exactly what they needed to do, and they limited our offense, which, as you know, is extremely, potent. And they had us on defense for a ton of plays. We weren't able to get off. So that's what the wing T offense does to you. I think our play discrepancy was we ran 38 offensive plays, and defensive was on the field for 85 plays. So definitely not the ratio that we would ideally like. But our kids were able to make a play, and I know the coaches and the players alike were all exhausted after the game. But just really proud of our kids. Once again, we got a lot of young kids still, starting on defense and playing on defense, actually on both sides of the ball. And so it's going to take a little bit of time for that to come together and gel, and for them to get used to playing with each other and learning on the fly. I mean, each week our players are going to learn something different. So
we talked the last time on the podcast too about preparing for the wing T, so no surprise there. But maybe what was surprising to people and surprised me is how well you ran the ball. Right? I mean, you guys, all of a sudden that offense that can throw the football now has a little bit more diversity to it, right?
Absolutely. Zy Johnson did a tremendous job. Against Mays and the Corky Kell, we only had about 50 yards rushing. I think Zy only had about 30, and it was really hard for us to open up some holes and create some running lanes for him. But thought the offensive line did an awesome job last Friday night. Zy rushed for 134 yards, had a long run of 44, and just super proud of him. I mean, he's got some acceleration. He's not, a little different type of back than we've had the last couple of years, with more of a bigger power back. But Zy can get up and go, and he's also, impactful in the return game. And then also in the passing game. But definitely really proud of our offensive line too for opening up some holes. I think they had some holes I could have ran through. So
two more things before we leave and go to Rome. So I think we missed this in the Mays game. Was it that AJ set the school record for career touchdown passes?
He did. Spencer Ashley from 2012 when I got hired to 2014 had the school record at 47, and AJ going into the season was at 45. So he passed it against Mays, and then hit his 50th and 50th one career passes this past week. So, and
that's going to go up from there. And just I think Darius's speed really came to light against Sequoyah. I mean, he can fly.
Yeah, and he looks like he's jogging.
Yeah, to me at least.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I mean, obviously, he's one of the, he's a 10-700 meter guy. Those guys don't grow on trees, and a lot of people have team speed, but he's fast and doesn't get caught from behind. And so obviously we want to try to get him the ball as much as possible. And with AJ and Darius, if we've got a press corner ever, they've got the green light to throw the ball up, and I'll take our chances in that matchup every time. So was able to hit him for a long one on 74-yard one, and the thing is too with the Darius is he can take a 5-yard hitch and make a guy miss and take it 30-40 yards afterwards. So he's a special player, really explosive, and I'm glad he plays for us.
That's for sure. Rome and Cartersville kind of put you guys at least on the High School Football America rankings map last year, right? So that's a good thing, but now it's 2021. So they're probably going to be a little angry going in that game.
Yeah.
So have you talked to the kids about that their energy may be a little bit higher this time around?
Oh, yeah. It was definitely something we discussed after practice yesterday. So, it's tough to play in Barron Stadium at any point, let alone, and I know Coach Reed personally over there, and I'm sure he's going to have his guys ready to go, specifically after last year too. So, because I don't think that they thought that we'd be able to, beat them last year. So they're probably going to be pretty ticked off. They're better as well. I mean, they've got some young kids that played last year as freshmen. They've got numerous players that have Division I offers. They got a D tackle that's been offered by everybody in the country. Tight end who's only a sophomore who's got more offers than I can count. The receiver, the height kid, number 4, another major Division I kid. Sophomore Fountain at quarterback who's really good. as well, and so it will probably be. I mean, it will be our toughest game to this point. We're going to have to play really, really well. And you know, one thing I pointed out last year, we were in the plus turnover category. Almost the majority of the season, I think we finished in plus double digits, and this year we're already -1. So you know, we got to do a little better taking care of the football and then creating some turnovers as well.
Take a report card on the last question here, kind of your offensive line as you rebuilt, you know, where you think that is right now. Defensively, you were real happy coming in with the returners and that, so give a little report card on both sides of the ball.
I would say offensively, we're probably a B+ right now. You know, I mean, we've definitely got some work to do. I was really happy about how we were able to run the ball. Once again, we've got 4 turnovers in 2 games, and that's 4 too many. So we fumbled on the goal line last week, and you know, those are just turnovers that we can't. You know, Sequoyah held us to 7 offensive possessions, so you can't turn the ball over when you're getting limited possessions. So you know, that's definitely, but they're able to score some points, and we're able to score quickly if need be. So and then defensively, I would probably say probably a C, maybe, you know, at the best right now. So kind of a work in progress defensively. I think our strength is our D-line right now. You know, our linebackers they're all new starters except for Tyler Goddard at our Sam. So everybody's learning. You know, and you got 3 new backers, including the 2 inside guys who are calling you know, lining people up, and they're youngsters. I mean, that was their 2 starts into their, you know, their career, and you know, and then secondary wise, you know, we're still competing out there. We still got some spots that we're not 100% certain who's going to play it week in and week out, and just continue to let the kids compete and let the chips fall where they may. So, and then probably the kicking game, probably, you know, maybe a B with that as well. I mean, we missed a couple of extra points last week. We did block 2 field goals, or block a field goal and block an extra point. So excited with that. And then, you know, just need to be a little bit more consistent across the board.